Here you are, you and your friends, saying, what do you want to do today? I might want to go out to eat. Okay, well, let me see what they have around in the area. You go on there, then you just so happen to click on the reviews. Unknowingly, we do it without even knowing. And then it says, worst place to eat ever, don't ever visit here. And it says not clean, and then you're looking like, no, I don't think I want to go there. Point of it all, reviews matter, especially for restaurants. We might not think so, but they matter. One negative review can outweigh 50 good reviews. And did you know that after one negative experience, 51% of customers will never do business with that company again? That's one negative experience. A company could have 51,000 good experiences, but one negative experience can outweigh majority of those good experiences. So reviews matter, whether good or bad. Of course, we want them to be good. We want to turn a negative review into a good review. We want to turn a good review into a better review, and a better review into the best review. That's what we're here for. That's our goal, and we will accomplish that goal. Apex Fine Dining Consultants began as a startup company in Atlanta, Georgia in the year 2001 by a group of college students who shared the same passion for cuisine and constructive criticism. Apex has now become a national sensation as we have firms located all throughout the United States from coast to coast, and within the next few years, we hope to further that reach. Here at Apex, our clients are our main priority as we offer a wide range of services and take great pride in our work, which sets us apart from other companies. We hope you entrust us with your establishment as we service both you and your customers, and we look forward to taking your concept to the top of the food chain. Hello, my name is Pickens, and I am the founder of Apex Fine Dining Consultants. While in college, a few of my colleagues and I decided to go out to eat at a fine dining restaurant, and we were just very displeased with the service that we received. The service was rushed and the food lacked character. The very opposite of what you would expect from a fine dining restaurant, of course. With fine dining restaurants, we always assume that we're going to get the best food possible, the best quality of service, but this was exactly the opposite. We decided enough was enough, and that became the birth of Apex. While going to school and getting a business degree with a minor in marketing, I believe I have what it takes to boost these companies up and to see them soar as they were intended to be. And when it comes down to communication, that's Apex specialty. We believe communication is key, and that's what drives the business industry. And in order to have a successful business, U.S. customers prefer companies that offer messaging as a communication channel, according to a new survey commissioned by Overchato. With better communication, builds trust between you and the customer. The restaurant I decided to review is known as Aria, located in the nice upscale town of Buckhead, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. Aria was founded in 1996 and is known for their sexy atmosphere, fun vibes, and tucked away scenery. Some of their competitors include Foco de Chao Brazilian Steakhouse and Preachy Italian Kitchen, which too offer great ambiance and a nice fine dining experience. Yet their menus are vastly different. While Foco de Chao focuses on seared meats, Brazilian meats specifically, and Preachy focuses on authentic Italian cuisine. Aria had plenty people raving on them in their reviews, but there were some that stuck out to me. Here's one. This is a hidden gem and one of the absolute best. Service was spectacular. Food was incredible. It is the perfect ambiance to celebrate a special occasion. Tucked away from the Buckhead scene, Aria offers a sultry vibe paired with an equivalent seductive food presentation. Literally, every dish was presented beautifully. I'm in love at first bite. This is amazing. While managing a restaurant, you want to make sure that your ambiance is key. You want to make the customers feel that they're safe, that they're just in the perfect atmosphere while dining. Dining and ambiance pairs well with each other, and it seems like Aria has got this down pat. Also, when they said a seductive food presentation, that's great as well. You want the customers to feel that, oh, this is the perfect plate. I can't even eat it, you know? So I'm glad that they were able to have this down packed and to accomplish this as well. Another one said, as a lifelong resident of Atlanta, I have heard about Aria many times. I've always meant to go, but never made it. As with many restaurants during the unprecedented times, they have started to offer a curbside pickup menu. Let's halt right there. That's great. I do wish that they would have offered a curbside menu before, but since they're fine dining, I'm pretty sure they will want their customers and patrons to eat inside. But since COVID happened, it is good that they implemented a to go menu so their patrons and regulars can still enjoy Aria while at home. Let's proceed. The process for ordering the meal and picking up were incredibly seamless and easy. The takeaway dinner easily feeds two people and is incredibly reasonably priced. Another note is this is great because I've noticed that with some to go orders, they do not put as much food on the plate as they would as if you were eating inside. So that's good that they're still offering the same portion sizes as they would if you were actually eating inside of the restaurant. By the time that we got home, the car smelled incredible and were beyond excited to dive in. The portions for the main course were very generous and the whole meal was spectacular. We also did one of their cocktail kits, the Spruce Goose, and it was perfect. I definitely will be going in for a meal once things are more normal and will gladly do their takeaway dinner again. But I will be ordering more cocktail kits next time. Lastly, this is great. I've never heard of a cocktail kit before, but it seems like it's a hit. Normally, when you're ordering alcohol, you have to be in store or inside the restaurant. But since during these unprecedented times with coronavirus, it is good that they're still offering all of their menu selections while in the comfort of your own home. Another great review for Aria stated, "Our dinner at Aria was superb. From the warm greeting at the door, to the delicious cocktails, to the friendly wait staff, to a phenomenal meal, to the delectable dessert, we had an excellent experience from start to finish. Thanks, Aria. Well done." It may seem short, but they really tell a whole story here. In the sense, they basically talked about their whole entire experience and they remembered the whole entire thing. That is the key. You need for your customers to remember the experience. You don't want them to think, "Oh, what was Aria like again?" You want them to remember. You want them to be able to tell others about it, and you want them to be able to come back. And these patrons who wrote this review would seem very, very, very pleased with their service. Also, service is another key. You want to make sure that you have a friendly wait staff, that they're being greeted at the door, as stated right here, and that their experience is just phenomenal. It doesn't matter if they're going in there for a cocktail or a 5-course meal. You want them to have the same exact experience all around. Where there will be strengths, there will also be weaknesses. These are some of the negative reviews that I've read about Aria that were quite alarming, and I think that needs to be addressed immediately. One stating, "Worst meal in years. We are new to Atlanta, live nearby, and went based on the reviews. The entire meal was bland and not a bit of taste to any of the bites. The focaccia bread was soft, without taste. Appetizer, one of the long-standing items on the menu, had too many beets that I would not want to eat them for years." One thing I want to note is that I read a statistic stating that 60% of people read reviews before actually going to a restaurant. So this is important because these people were new to Atlanta and they went based solely on the reviews, which I'm pretty sure there were a lot of good reviews that outweighed the bad. But of course, you have to also address the negatives going on. And it's unfortunate that they had a bad experience, and that's something that's what we're here for. That's our specialty. When it comes to fine dining, you want to make sure that you are seasoning your food. Not only fine dining, but just dining in general. You want to make sure that you're seasoning your food, because when you season your food to an adequate amount, that makes the customer remember the taste. And that's what you want. You want them to remember the taste of the food so they can eventually come back and bring someone else with them. Another review said, "The scallop dish left me confused. The scallops themselves were cooked well. Aside from that, the rest of the dish lacked purpose. The quote-unquote sauce was extremely bland, and the squash was undercooked." when preparing meals, you want to make sure they're cooked to the right internal temperature. There shouldn't be any undercooked, overcooked. That's all we need to hear is just right food. Everything needs to be just right. When it comes to vegetables, it's very easy to overcook them and sometimes quite easy to undercook them. That's why it's important to hire chefs to be able to tell and recognize when the vegetables are cooked just right. So that's one thing that Aria needs to work on specifically is the taste of their food and the doneness, essentially, of their food as well. One stated, was very disappointed by the food and service. Table for 4 with tasting menu, wine pairing, 1 vegetarian. Most of the vegetarian courses were just a simple salad or the meat entree with just the meat taken off. The non-vegetarian dishes also seemed uninspired and nearly unanimously were not cared for by anyone at the table. It is important that you have diversity in the menu, and here at Apex, we value diversity, whether it's diversity in the workplace, diversity on the menu, you name it. That is one of the backbones of our company and one of the reasons why we are successful as we are today. You want to have dishes that cater to everybody's eating habits, whether it's vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, whether they just want an all full-on carnivore meal. You want to be that restaurant that has it all, that offers it all, that sets you apart from your competitors. So it is important that you offer dishes, not just a regular chicken salad without the chicken. You want each eating category, you want them to have their own style, and you want each dish to have some type of uniqueness. You don't want it to just be bland and just thrown on the plate. You want them to feel like, okay, they care for, my eating habits. They care that I'm vegan. They care that I'm vegetarian. They care that they're not discriminating. So you want to have diversity when it comes to the menu, and that will be one of the key reasons as to why you're successful. There's always light at the end of every tunnel, and that's what we're here for. In the midst of these bad reviews, you have plenty of opportunities to make yourself better, and that's where we're here to help. I say we start by training the chefs on how to properly and effectively season meals. That way customers won't have any more complaints about the food being under seasoned or over seasoned. The food needs to be just right. So I say let's retrain the chefs and just go over with them how the recipe is and how it needs to be seasoned. And honestly, I say, why don't we just and maybe invite some of the people back in, and then let's see what the problem is. Let's see what we need to add, and we'll get their intake on it and get it directly from the customers' mouths. So I think that would be a great addition to one of the steps needed in order to help the company thrive and grow. Also, some of the customers stated that they felt their dish lacked purpose, and if the customer wants purpose, then we're going to give them purpose. I say let's start off first by plating. It makes a big difference when it comes to dishes. If the plating's right, the customer is more likely to be happier and on the happier side. So let's focus on plating, and let's focus on just making the dish just coincide with each other. We want everything to balance each other out. We don't want any side to feel like it's the star of the show. We want everything to come in and work together. Also, when it comes to more diversity on the menu, as stated before, we just need to cater to those who have different eating preferences, such as being vegan, vegetarian. We need to have a comprehensive menu, or several dishes, not just one, but several dishes, several individual dishes, not just dishes that we have and without the meat. We just need to have several of their own unique inspired dishes and just get them on the menu. We also need to probably take a poll, or maybe get some customers' input on maybe what they want to see on the menu, and we'll just, whichever one we see the most, maybe that's one that we can implement on the menu. So I think that would be a great start to it as well. Here's a review that I did not list previously. It states, Tried to make a reservation through receipt, email, and voicemail. None worked. When I called, the rude woman at reception gave us no apology or option. Andres, the manager, worked to get us a table, but by then it was too late. Our 31st anniversary will be at Preachy. This is what we do not want to hear. Preachy is one of the competitors that's listed before that has direct competition with Aria. And the last thing we want to do is have us lose customers and direct people directly stated, because now that it's in the reviews, people are going to think, oh, well, let me think about going to Preachy then. So that's basically giving all of our customers and clientele to someone else, and that's the last thing we want to do. First off, you need to start off by reaching to this customer, offering them on the house a chance to come back and have a whole completely different service. We need to train these waitresses and these servers to treat every customer with respect. Do not be rude. No attitudes are allowed. Everybody needs to be treated with respect. So I say, first things first, we need to start by offering this customer specifically a chance to come back on the house and relive the moment and see what Aria really is about. Also, when it comes to a fine dining restaurant of this caliber, making reservations are imperative, and we need to make sure that we have every avenue available for our customers to be able to effectively make a reservation. It states that they tried to make a reservation through Resi. I'm assuming that's a third-party website that allows them to make a reservation with you guys. Email and voicemail. A lot of people really aren't calling making reservations anymore. Everything is so digitized and you can do everything from your computer. So we need to make sure that they're allowed and able to make these reservations, because essentially that's losing customers if we're not able to respond back to our Resi or email. So we need to make sure that we stay on top of this, have a team that constantly checks this and make sure that everything's on the up and up, and get this squared away as soon as possible. Here we have our SWOT analysis chart, where we have listed our strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. The strengths, we have great ambiance and dining experience, COVID compliant, which is very important in this day and age. We need everything to be clean and sanitized frequently, so great job with that. And the fact that you guys are located in a very busy area, but it's tucked away and it makes it so quaint. That is what we love to hear. We want people to feel not at home necessarily, but we want them to feel comfortable. We don't want them to feel like there's just too many people or it's just too much. So we just want them to, whenever they come to the establishment, we just want them to feel comfortable and at ease. Some opportunities that you have to help the establishment are, you allow those who have had a not so pleasant experience with you and who threaten to go elsewhere a chance to come back and redeem yourselves on the house. Allow them to come back and experience Aria, in the light that it was supposed to be. Offer several patrons to come in and get their opinion on what you can do differently, especially when it comes to the taste of the food. We want the food to be perfectly seasoned. We don't want anything to be over seasoned. We don't want anything to be bland. We want everything to be just right. That is our goal. We want the customers to be satisfied. We want everything to be just right. I also ask patrons who have different diet habits on their opinion of what should be on the menu. Diversity is key. We have to ask those, what they prefer. What better way to know than to ask the source? So that would be a great opportunity to get a different perspective on what should actually be on the menu. Some weaknesses are that there have been several complaints of food being very bland and lack the character needed to make the dish great. Several people were complaining about the reservation process, which is a no-go because a fine dining company such as this relies on reservations. So we need everything with the reservation process to be on the up and up, and everything needs to be running smoothly. Also, there have been several people who were complaining about the customer service from certain employees. That is also a no-no. Here at Apex, Customer service is our specialty, and customer service is what drives the business. So we need to make sure that everybody has great customer service skills and knows how to properly serve the customer and treat everybody with respect. Some of the threats that I were kind of, worried about were that a customer threatened to take their business elsewhere, especially to one of our competitors, and that's not feasible at all. So, with that being said, as I stated before, as offer the patrons to come in and on the house and get a better experience with the company. Also, since everything is driven by technology, it's important that since the restaurant is driven by reservations, it is important that everything, again, works out, or people will not dine there since they cannot make their reservation. In conclusion, it is imperative that you guys take heed to the reviews that people are writing about your establishment, whether good or bad. They take a toll. We want you guys to have a comprehensive team that reads these reviews daily so you guys can get a head start on how to evolve the business and to switch up the business based on the reviews, whether good or bad. Like I said, they always take a toll. And by doing so, this will put you above your competitors because we want to know how the customers feel in real time about the establishment. Here at Apex, we are more than thrilled to be a part of this journey with you and to improve your customer service and just the way your business is ran overall. This is what we do, and we couldn't be happier to servicing you and assisting you on your journey and taking you to the top. You can reach us at 1404-123-APEX. Again, that's 1404-123-APEX, or feel free to email us at apexfinediningconsultancy.com. We thank you so much. Feel free to email us with any questions. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it. And just by being such a loyal and great customer, we know it's trying times. We're going to give complimentary face masks to you guys because we just want to show our appreciation to you guys and just thank you for choosing us and allowing us to service you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, and have a happy establishment.